Here you go, a slice of life at sea, with all the bits you asked for. Sunday at sea. My name's SeamanSankarVlogs, engine pity officer on the MV Pelion, 300-meter container ship, 22 crew. Been on board 3 months of a 6-month contract. People think seaman life is all storms and sunsets. Mostly it's routine. But Sundays? Sundays are ours. Accommodation. My cabin's 1 deck below the bridge. Not big, about 3 meters by 4 meters. But it's mine. Single bunk, desk bolted to the wall, porthole that I can actually open on good days. We each get our own bathroom. Tiny shower, but hot water always works. Chief cook calls it the 5-star hotel with free ocean view. The best part, silence. When your engine room shift ends, you shut that steel door and the whole ship disappears. Food. We've got a Filipino chief cook named Rico who could make a boot taste good. Breakfast is 05:30 to 07:30. Eggs, rice, tocino, fresh bread if the swell's low. Lunch at 11:30, dinner at 17:30. A recreation room in a public building, place of work, etc., in which people can relax and play games. I grabbed some lunch in the cafeteria and played table tennis in the recreation room. The recreation room on MV Pelion isn't big. 1 couch that's seen better days, a coffee table bolted to the deck, and the prize, a PS5 game the company bought last year, mounted inside a steel frame so it doesn't fly off in rough seas. Cadet Rahul was already there. 2 cans of Coke sweating on the table. Third, you're late. FIFA night. Bosun, Orm the fitter, and second mate were squeezed on the couch. No rant here. Just 4 guys in shorts and slippers, arguing about who had winner stays. Loser buys soft drinks next port, Orm said, cracking open a Sprite. Safety drill on a ship. Here's a draft you can use or tweak. 7 short, 1 long. The alarm ripped through the MV Pelion Pride at 4 p.m. hours. 7 short blasts, 1 long blast. Abandoned ship drill. I was in the workshop, elbow deep in a purifier overhaul, when Cadet Rahul burst in. Drill, third, bridge says full gear. I wiped my hands, grabbed my immersion suit and life jacket from the locker, and hit the alleyway. Boots thudding on steel. You can tell a real emergency from a drill by the silence. This time there was joking, grumbling. Again? We just did one last week, shouted the fitter on as he jogged past. The fire team reappeared with Rico, sheepish, flour still on his apron. Sorry sir, bread was in oven. Captain didn't smile. If this was real fire, Rico, that bread would be your last meal. Galley is #1 fire risk. He turned to all of us. Drills are not paperwork. Last month, Baltic Sky lost 3 men because they couldn't find the EEBD in smoke. You think you know your ship? You don't, until you do it blind, tired, scared. He nodded to chief mate. Lower #1 lifeboat to embarkation deck. The davits groaned. We filed in. 22 men in orange suits, crammed shoulder to shoulder. Hot, cramped, smelling like rubber and sweat. Rahul was next to me, whispering. Third, if this was real, I'd be terrified. Good, I said. Means you're alive. Fear keeps you clipped on. Boat back up. Dismissed. 37 minutes, start to finish. Back in the engine room, Ong slapped my back. Still hate drills? I looked at my hands, still a bit greasy from the purifier. On the muster station, portside lifeboat deck. The chief mate was already doing roll call. Hard hats, life jackets, immersion suits half zipped. The Filipino ABs were first, lined up like clockwork. Engineers always last. We smell like fuel. Head count, chief mate barked. Engine all present. Second engineer called back. Deck all present. Galley 1 missing. Rico, our chief cook, again. Captain's voice came over the PA, calm. Missing crew at galley. Fire team commence search. This is a drill. 2 ABs and the third mate pulled on SCBA sets and disappeared inside. The rest of us stood in the sun, sweating inside our suits. The bosun used the weight to quiz Rahul. Where's your emergency lifeboat station? Starboard, sir. Good. What's inside the lifeboat? Water, rations, flares, first aid. A day of engine room maintenance on the MV Pelion. 8 a.m. Toolbox talk. Coffee in hand, steel toe boots on. Chief engineer runs the morning meeting in the ECR. Whiteboard says, today's jobs. 1. Main engine unit number 4 exhaust valve overhaul. 2. Purifier number 2 bowl cleaning. 3. Emergency generator test. 4. Bilge filter renewal. Permits to work? Chief asks. Ready, second says. Enclosed space entry for bilge. Hot work for exhaust valve. Good. Pair up. No solo jobs. Radio check every 30 minutes. Safety first. Always. 0800. Main engine number 4 exhaust valve. This is the big one. We shut down, locked out, tagged out. Main engine is still 60 degrees Celsius. You can feel the heat through the deck plates. Me and Ong the fitter pull the 200 kilogram valve out with the chain block. It's black, crusty, carbon everywhere. Looks like she was leaking, Ong shouts over the ventilation fans. We strip it on the workbench. Grind the seat, lap the spindle, change the O-rings. Hands black with molly grease. Takes 4 hours, but when it's back in and torqued down, you know the engine will breathe better. Chief signs the job card. Leak test at next start. 1100, purifier number 2. My job. Fuel oil purifier is the kidney of the ship. If it clogs, you stop. Isolate, drain, open up. The bowl is full of black sludge, cat fines, water, wax. Stinks. I scrape, diesel wash, change the friction pads, check the gravity disc. Takes an hour, but it's oddly satisfying, like cleaning an artery. Rahul the cadet watches. Third, how often we do this? Every 1,000 hours, or when the back pressure climbs. You'll do the next one. He goes pale. Good. 1300, lunch, then emergency generator. Quick adobo and rice in the mess. Then to the emergency generator room. This one's sacred. Solas says it must start in 45 seconds. Weekly test, local start, remote start. HFO, bunkering in Hong Kong. 3 a.m. hours, Hong Kong anchorage. MV Pelion dropped anchor 2 miles off Lama Island. Outside, tugboats, lighters, and the neon skyline blurred by humidity. Inside, we were about to take 1,200 tons of HFO. Bunkering team muster in CCR. Chief's voice on the PA. No sleep tonight. 4 a.m. paperwork first. The bunker barge, Cam Fung, came alongside. Their chief engineer climbed up the ladder with a folder thick as my fist. Bunker delivery note, MSDS, Marpol samples. Food. We've got a Filipino chief cook named Rico who could make a boot taste good. Breakfast is 05:30 to 07:30. Eggs, rice, tocino. Fresh bread if the swell's low. Lunch at 11:30, dinner at 17:30. Today's Saturday menu was chicken adobo, grilled fish, dal and apple crumble. We eat together in the mess room. Officers and crew, no separation. If you're on watch, Rico plates it and keeps it in the warmer. Run out of mangoes in week 6 and you'll hear about it for days. One treadmill that squeaks, dumbbells up to 25 kilograms, a rusty bench, and a pull-up bar welded to the bulkhead. Doesn't sound like much, but after a 12-hour day, even 20 minutes clears your head. We've also got a rec room with a 55-inch TV, PlayStation, and a library of DVDs nobody's watched since 2015. Satellite internet is slow and capped, so we download movies in port. Newer ships have karaoke and better Wi-Fi. Barbecue party Sunday equals Steel Beach barbecue if weather allows. Captain approves it at 1400 if winds under 20 knots. We drag the grill out to the aft mooring deck. Deck crew sets up tables, engineers bring the speakers. Rico marinates pork and chicken overnight. The bosun mans the grill, cigarette behind his ear, flip-flops on, telling the same joke every trip. By sunset, we're all there. Filipino ABs, Indian engineers, Ukrainian captain, Polish chief mate. No ranks on Steel Beach. Just music, charred meat, cold soda, and stories. Second mate brought out a guitar last week. We butchered Hotel California and didn't care. For 3 hours, the ship isn't a workplace. It's a floating neighborhood. At 8 p.m., we clean up. Every plate washed, deck hose down. Because Monday 6 a.m., the ship's a machine again. But those barbecue nights, that's what you remember when you're home. The smell of diesel mixed with grilled meat. The sound of laughter over the hum of the generators. The fact that 22 strangers from 6 countries can share a deck, a meal, and feel like family. That's seaman life. Long contracts, small cabins, and Sundays that make it worth. Got you. Kindly subscribe, like, comments button or channel to follow. If you want more sea stories, maintenance guides, or help writing yours, just ask here and I'll keep them coming. Give you a weekly Seaman Life short story.